All right. Hey guys, welcome to Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition. We're going to be creating the character before we actually start the run here. And I want to show something off here. Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition allows you to do some custom portraits. So I got a gift right before RPG Limit Break when I ran this. Didn't get a chance to use it. I'm going to use it today. So instead of the normal Baldur's Gate portrait, we're going to be Beardy McBeardson here. Now, Beardy McBeardson did not win the naming incentive, so that's not what we're named today. But I did want to show off the portrait because it was a gift from before RPG Limit Break I didn't get a chance to show off. So if you're curious, I'm a bad games block kind of guy, and this is from Escape from Atlantis, which is a dreadful game, and I highly recommend you play it.
Dreadful.
I'm a bad games block kind of guy, you say, with Brocenter on the couch.
Oh, you never know.
Yeah.
So I am also doing this on screen because last time people wanted to see how I did my stats, so I hope you didn't blink because that's over. Get my spells all sorted out here, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll. And I believe I have now the correct spelling from the incentive tracker, which is this one, A-I-N, A-I-N. There
Yes.
we go. Yep, all right, done. All right, so I'll give us the countdown. It's going to be slightly after I click the button, so it's going to be 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, Wal.
Thank you.
Some booty.
So welcome to Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition. This is a re-release of Baldur's Gate 2. This was actually put out in 2013 to modernize this game for current operating systems. They made some slight improvements to the UI and added a little bit of original content. We're not really going to see any of that. We're going to go through the basic storyline. Now, we are a mage-type character, and that's because this is a glitched run. We're going to do a lot of glitching throughout the run. And one of the first glitches we're going to see is called the familiar skip. Thankfully, I get this nice 90-second long unskippable cutscene to explain it. But basically what we're looking at is, as a wizard, I can summon a familiar, and that familiar can travel in my backpack. But if I pull it out of the backpack, it gets spawned underneath my feet and pushes me to the next legal location. And I can use that to skip through a couple of doors, and I'll be using that once here to save about 30 seconds, but it's going to save a lot of time in Chapter 4. This is also a good time to explain what's going to happen at the end of this dungeon, which is 2 skips called the Imoen skip and the multiple dialogue glitch. And that's based on the idea that this game checks to see if characters are close enough together to have a conversation based on their coordinate values, but not on what map they're standing in. So I can actually use dialogue from standing in 2 different maps, but on the same coordinates to interrupt a cutscene, and then preserve some dialogue that I need to sort of break a little bit of Chapter 2. So Imoen here is super useful for that. We're never going to see her again after this. And we also start with some spells, and I'm going to go through these pretty rapidly, and then we're going to go ahead and rest here. Now, people who've played the game know that if you rest in the dungeon, Imoen is like, wow, you're super brave. You slept here, and this place is terrible. She's not wrong, but I don't want to hear from her, so I'm going to pause real quick. Oh, she's going to give me dialogue anyway. What a jerk. But we're going to go ahead and cast a few quick spells here. First is Haste. Now, Haste is really important to the run, and that is because Haste increases your movement speed. So you'll see I'm moving really fast here. That is because of the Haste buff. I'm also going to be using a quick save and quick load. It's not really a glitch, but it sort of forces the game into a different combat round a little earlier than it wants to be. The game is usually broken into combat rounds about 6 seconds long, and this prevents me from having to wait the full duration of the 6 seconds. So here I'm making myself invisible, and I'm going to use the familiar skip to skip through this locked door. See if I get the positioning right on the first try, and boop, right through.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
And so here, I'm just real quick looting this scroll. I'm going to use that to save a couple seconds on the next dungeon. Hey, good goblin RNG. Nice. Sometimes I'll use every meteor, and those goblins are still alive, and that's really annoying. So we're not a nice guy in this run. We're going to blast this lead nymph who just wants us to help her out and bring some acorns to a tree later. That's because she's got a lot of dialogue, and I don't want to hear it.
Oh, poor nymph. Do you even know her name?
Not anymore.
Remind me to never talk to you when you don't want to be talked to.
So here we meet Yoshimo. He's super useful for about 30 seconds.
I'm sensing a theme here.
We're not a nice person in this run. It is a recurring theme.
Wait, are you a bear now?
I am currently with a bear in my party.
Oh, okay.
I did forget to cast haste on myself like a bum, so let's go ahead and fix that. All right, here we go. So this room is actually the most dangerous room in the entire speedrun. We need to kill this purple portal as quickly as possible and get this color spray away from the bear. The bear is most of my hitting power here, and if the bear gets hit by color spray, it usually gets knocked unconscious. If it gets knocked unconscious, it's really hard for me to kill these portals. Come on, guys. Get in there, bear. You're killing me. Again, I'm using most of my effort to keep haste on my characters, and as available, I'll be using this quick save, quick load to skip spell animations, which took a little while there. I probably could have just cast the spell. Oh, not that one. Glad I saved. And we are going to divide the party in a very scary way right here, although none of the enemies are going to realize I'm even here because both Imowen and the main character are invisible. And we're down to just one spell left in my inventory. As a mage, that's a little scary, but we'll be all right. I'm going to have Imowen soak some damage here. Oh, she didn't even set off the trap. What a good girl.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to go over here and split the party. Imowen's going to go off on her own into the center of the dungeon for mysterious reasons. And the main character is just going to leave. I've had enough of this place. This place sucks. We don't want to be here anymore. So I'm going to launch a fireball into the forge. I'm trying to be helpful, but I accidentally kill all these goblins.
Accidentally.
Well, you know, they shouldn't have been standing in the forge. It's hot.
Okay, fair enough. Good point.
Yeah.
Here I throw a wand through a wall because that seems reasonable, and I'm going to park myself right over here by this anvil. Now, this is a little bit of a weirder trick. I'm booting Imowen out of the party while paused, quick saving, quick loading, and walking out the front door. We have the same coordinate values, so she's still able to talk to me, and she complains that I'm kicking her out of the party. So I tell her, no, it's cool. You can stay with me. It's totally rad. Don't worry about it. Then I put a bear in a backpack, and putting a bear in a backpack actually interrupts this cutscene and prevents it from firing.
Oh,
I don't know
nice.
why. I can't figure that part out. But this is the hardest skip in the run. We'll see if I can get it on first try. Come on, be nice. Got it. So it's really hard to tell what just happened, and if you've never played the game, you really have no idea. And what's going on here is the game tries to load the dialogue from Imowen telling me she doesn't want to leave, but it's also trying to unload the dungeon from the game's memory because there's no longer any active party members there. It unloads the game, the dungeon from the memory while she's starting the dialogue, pulls me out of the dialogue, but her dialogue options are still clickable. And that's really important because the dialogue options are hard-coded to numerical responses we don't normally have, which I used to break this cutscene and then give this guy 20,000 gold. I don't have 20,000 gold, but he's totally cool with that. So that was Chapter 2. It's over. It never started, but it's over.
Oh, nice.
And we are now off to go meet the Shadow Thieves. We don't know they're Shadow Thieves yet, but don't worry, it's totally cool. Tell this guy I'm already totally into like dark gods and stuff, and he should just leave me alone. He believes me too.
Oh, good.
People are really nice in this game, except
So
for me.
I saw that you have really high pickpocketing.
Yes, so I have 40 points of pickpocket from dual classing into thief. That's going to help us save a little bit of time later in the run. And this is where we say our goodbyes to our beloved friend Yoshimo. He was really, really cool for about 30 seconds. And now his job is simply to walk down this really long hallway, this completely unnecessarily long hallway.
You know, I'd make someone else do that too.
Yeah, it's a long walk. And then this dude wants to talk to us. Hey, dude, what's going on? He's like, I'm actually super nice, even though I'm the leader of the Shadow Thieves. And I'm like, I will do your quest. Oops, it's already done. Totally, believe me. And he does, because I have broken dialogue. And now we're going to tell, well, I'm going to level up first, but I'm going to tell Yoshimo that he can just stay here. I don't really want him anymore. We're no longer
Holy
bros.
cow, pickpocketing.
We got a lot of experience from finishing those two fetch quests. I'm going to remove Yoshimo here. I'm going to learn some new spells. I'm all about them spells. I need a lot of them for what's coming up next. We're about to do a vampire hunt and a very high-profile assassination attempt.
Ooh.
So here's a quick save, and I rest in the street. Sometimes the guards stop you. We'll see if I get good RNG here. No. Third tries the charm. Hey, there we go. And I need to be fast again. Not having haste is a real bummer. So here the wizard cops show up and tell me to stop being a wizard, and I don't want to listen to them either, so I just leave. That's how you evade the wizard cops.
Oh, good. That's pretty simple.
So this is one of the sillier parts of the run. I'm using a talk locking glitch. Talk locking keeps them distracted for an entire combat round as I do basically whatever I want to them and their friends. And in this case, I'm talk locking this thief, and then I'm casting Polymorph Other on him. And I turn him into a squirrel, which seems like a nice thing to do, but oddly enough, he's not a fan. So I quick save, quick load, come in on a paused frame, talk to him one more time, and then feed him a meteor.
Yep.
And now because this is the enhanced edition, those boots stack with my haste buff, and now I move really silly.
Oh, man.
Now I'm going to identify this wand. I'm going to sell it to this vendor. When the vendors receive it, they recharge it. So I'm going to steal it from her. Now I have this sweet wand. I'm going to sell it again. It's worth a lot more money now. But I'm not done with it, so I'm going to steal it back one more time. Again, we're not a very nice person. We are going to get some Clairvoyance scrolls and some Flame Arrow scrolls. I'll at least pay for those. And we're going to go ahead and get ready for the Vampire Hunt. So the Vampire Hunt is not very scary. There are a lot of vampires in a vampire den. It's a very dangerous dungeon, but we're actually going to fight one vampire, and it's not a fair fight. He's actually just going to stand there while we cast Flame Arrows into his dome. We'll see that in a minute. So here I'd buff up quite a lot because the vampires can level drain you, and if I get level drained, I have to come back to an earlier save. So we're going to be super fast, invisible, and I've cast Mirror Image as well, and that's basically my best chance to survive. Again, I'm wearing no armor. I'm a wizard, so I have crappy hit points, but we're going to go ahead and Talk Lock him and then feed him this Flame Arrow and, let's say, a few Meteors, and we're going to feed him another one of these Flame Arrows. And I think he still likes Meteors, so he's going to get a few more. And I really want him to have this Flame Arrow. Please accept my terms. Love you. Okay, so there he goes. Hopefully I did enough damage to him. If not, I have a save right beforehand. Now, he's still making fun of me and telling me that I'm not a threat and all that stuff, but he's actually over here. And I just staked him. Good night. Oh. And we're done with the Vampire Hunt.
Do you remember what year the original version of Baldur's Gate 2 came out?
Somewhere in the 90s.
Okay.
I think it might have been 95.
Because the original came out in 98 and was running off a modified version of the second edition.
Wow.
And a lot of people credit the original success of the first Baldur's Gate with some of the transitional with third edition being as big as it was. And this is still running a modified second edition version, even though it came out somewhere in the early 2000s.
Huh, interesting.
There's a lot of D&D history in this. It's actually really interesting. So there's Yoshimo. He's still really annoyed that we didn't decide to take him along, but oh well. I don't feel bad. All right, so the Vampire Hunt is done. All we had to do was kill that one guy, and then we had to tell this dude that one guy was dead. The reason I was delaying back there for about 5 seconds is there's an audio cue to tell me that the lead vampire is teleporting in. I don't actually have to hear her monologue. She just needs to spawn for the game to trigger that flag. I can actually soft lock if I leave too early. So this is an unskippable cutscene. It's really short, but if we have a short donation, now is probably the best time.
We have a really short $500 donation from FICO Fox. You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Oh, God. I would like to thank that donator for not making the donation those words like 17 times in a row. I've heard them too many times.
Still waiting for the don't split the party donation.
I don't have any party left. I got rid of them all.
Oh, yeah, good point.
They're plenty split.
Yeah.
They're just gone.
Vaporized. All right, so here we meet Simon Havarian, who's a dirty crook, and he wants to betray us to vampires. But we're not going to give him that chance because he actually walks really slow, and we walk really fast. And his trigger is at the top of the docks. So we're going to go ahead and just say, bon voyage, sayonara.
I just feel like I'd be sitting here making race car noises.
Here we bribe this guy. That's very nice of him to let me in. And this is actually one of the scariest parts of the run because if I type that in wrong, he just kills me. Very quick dialogue options there. This guy is super cool. We go to prison. It's actually wizard jail. And he lets us out for some reason to like mingle with prisoners or whatever. And we're going to go ahead and use this prison time to set up the next familiar skip. And it involves maneuvering these puppers into the right location. So please, please, first try. Give it to me. Yep, we squirt a bear through a keyhole. And that's how you use doors. Baldur's Gate's a little weird, okay? It's not my fault. We're going to do it again right here. This one's a little bit more complicated. It requires just a little bit more setup. So we'll see if I can get the positioning right. I'm doing it a little slowly, but I want to make sure I get it just right. One time I summoned these guys on the other side of the door, which actually breaks the glitch and makes it impossible. Let's see. Pretty please with sugar on top? Yeah, bear through a keyhole. Now, it takes the bear a few tries to get in the portal. There we go. All right, so we're entering the Underdark sequence of the run, and the Underdark sequence of the run has two major things I want to point out. One is, as a kid, this area was terrifying. Every enemy here has either like level drain or ability drain, instant death effects, petrify, like everything that can instantly kill you when you're over-leveled and have lots of hit points anyway, is all here. Everything here does it, and it's really, really dangerous. It's got some cool politics and all that stuff. We're going to skip it all because we're a giant jerk monster, and we're just going to run through and then lie to a dragon. So we'll see that in a minute. It's also the part of the run where things can go really sour for me because immediately after exiting, I have 2 cutscene skips, and if I botch them, it costs me about 90 seconds. So hopefully we'll get those on the first try. But with a little bit of marathon nerves, not going to lie, we'll see how it comes out. We probably have time for like one more real quick donation.
We have $40 from Issa Ragnar. Hey, Brasentia.
Oh,
God.
no, why?
No.
Enjoy Arby's. Half donation goes to Super Dram World, half to Brosentia's choice.
Oh, well, we need Arby's in FF4, so of course.
Yep.
Yeah. The one that's ahead with Arby's. Just whichever
So
character.
very
matters.
I think all of
descriptive
them
you,
have Arby's.
Brasentia.
We just need someone to be Arby's. I think it's Tella.
I think it's the Tella as well. So here, this guy actually has 2 different item lists, and I'm stealing from both of them. The first one is actually premium items, and for whatever reason, he's glitched in this particular printing of the game, and it causes him to do some funny things. What am I trying to do? I already cast haste. What am I doing? There we go. For whatever reason, the first time we talk to him, he always offers the premium items. The way he's supposed to work is you're supposed to disguise yourself as a drow and then come back to him, and he only sells his premium items to drow. It's one of the very first things they patched after the release of this game, but if you're playing on a release copy like I am, that's not patched yet, and you can just go ahead and take those items willy-nilly.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of taking stuff, I'm supposed to do a side quest for this guy to help him out, but no. That's just silly. So I'm going to pickpocket his magical sun gem, which is what I need to advance with the plot. And I'm just going to leave him there. Sometimes his cronies at the front door like to talk to me. They didn't talk to me today, so now I feel a little bad for stealing his stuff. We're going to try and skip here. There's a very brief cutscene, and I might be lucky enough to skip it. Nope. It's completely RNG. It happens about 10% of the time that the cutscene just doesn't fire, and you can just walk right through it.
Not really a long cutscene.
No, it's just a couple like drow guys teleporting in to be scary or whatever, and they don't really do a very good job of it.
Not exactly Final Fantasy X, is it?
Not exactly. All right, here we go. So we're going to rock right up here. This dragon's going to be like, I'm going to disguise you so you can steal my eggs back from these evil drow. And I'm like, totally, I'm all up about that. It's going to be great. And then I don't ever go to the drow city because that would just be silly. We're going to go ahead and split this thing open, and out we go.
It is done.
Good, get the timing right. So it doesn't look like much, but we actually set up the multiple dialogue glitch again. This is what we used earlier with Imowen. There's no clickable dialogue here, but the game doesn't care. If you click underneath the space for one of these dialogue lines that has no numerical answers, it gives you the coded response for the option 1. And option 1 is what we need to turn in a quest item to skip chapter 6. Well, chapter 5.
Wait, a whole chapter?
Yes.
Okay.
So I can get a little bit bad luck here. We got lucky. I bribed this guy. He's like, sure, you can leave. And that's the entire Underdark. We're done with this now. We're out of here. This place is terrible.
See you, Dritz.
All right, now here's the really scary part. Okay, so that's skip number 1. Skip number 2 is the hard one. Got it. Okay, we're good. So the scary part about that is that it launches a really long, unskippable dialogue that then breaks my earlier breaking of the game. And I actually have to go all the way back to the Silver Dragon if I screw it up. Here we just tell him, yeah, I totally already got the Rin Lanthorn. Here you go. And he's like, oh, yeah, that seems legit. We'll just go ahead and walk right into the Elf City now. So we do. He's a very nice guy. I got the swag walk. That's nice. It doesn't help you at all. I actually have to scroll left before I can click where I'm going anyway. But it's kind of cool. I was able to walk a little bit during the cutscene. So this is a collectathon part of the run. There's a whole bunch of stuff in all the buildings in Sylvan SLR we want. And the first house is right here. And I'm going to be running around at top speed as often as possible because the enemies here are incredibly dangerous. And again, I'm still not wearing any armor. I still have wizard hit points. And I'm actually really under-leveled as well because I haven't chosen to level up yet. And I won't choose to because that's just silly. Who needs levels?
I like this music.
All right, so now we got this scary part here. There's a demon up here that can actually paralyze me. So I'm taking a very specific path to avoid triggering his AI. He also has some lengthy dialogue, so avoiding him is really helpful. We're just going to dodge all these fools and run down here. Hey, dragon. And then the silver dragon is going to help me bribe the black dragon And he allows me to keep my stuff as long as I throw it on the ground first so he doesn't think to look there. Thanks, Black Dragon.
Aw.
So what happens here is the game allows you to bribe the Black Dragon by giving him all of your stuff, including all of your gold. Only if you have 30,000 or more gold on your person. Now I don't, but I also broke the dialogue with the Silver Dragon earlier. So not only did I not do what the Silver Dragon wanted, but I also used her dialogue to cheat 2 other people. We're not very nice. And now we're going to go ahead and cast a protective spell here because the next sequence can get a little hairy sometimes. They like to follow you up into the staircases, which can be a big problem. All right, so I botched a practice run in the hotel room earlier. Thankfully, I made a quick save here. This genie wants to give me a wish, but first I'm going to walk into this room and watch this cutscene. Just kidding, I want a wish. So he breaks the dialogue here, allows me to act during the cutscene, and I wish to shape change, which is how we're going to finish the run here. It's actually how we do all the final bosses. And the scary thing is that I need to race the duration of this shape change. If I botch anything for the rest of the run, I will lose that shape change buff before I get to the final encounter, in which case the run does not end. I have had that happen many times before, so hopefully it doesn't happen here on the stage. Now I ran all the way into the left corner. That's because the guy at the bottom of the screen, he's actually off the screen right now, but he has a paralyze built into his regular melee attack, and he'll just walk over and paralyze you during the cutscene. If he does that, I absolutely cannot keep my buff long enough to finish the game. So we get to watch this really brief cutscene with these awesome lines. Yeah, death.
Children of the tree, go in peace. It's a good line.
Yeah.
Slaves of the exile live no more.
Rilithane be praised! All right, we're done with that cutscene. That was awesome. All right, so now we're running down here. We have one more item to steal, collect, or whatever we're doing. We are kind of monstrous. We're going to steal this pipe, and then we're going to leave. See you guys. It cannot.
He just fell over for no apparent reason.
So yes, what the summoning the avatar did was actually kill all of the enemies in this area for me, which is fantastic because they're all really dangerous, and I can't fight them. I don't really have any offensive firepower right now. Get in the door, dummy. There we go. So click on the tree. Thank you. There we go. All right, so fingers crossed I didn't waste too much time there for the finale. Go ahead and click these statues about 1,000,000 times. There we go. Sometimes it glitches out and gives me a blue square. Give me the blue square. Come on, give me that blue square. Come on, video game. Give me the blue square. Yeah, there it is.
Blue square.
Get up there, Beardy. We got stuff to do. All right, we're entering not quite the tail end of the game, but really, really, really close. So here we're going to go ahead and fight some elementals. Now, elementals are kind of cool for a myriad of reasons. Let's go ahead and become a mind flayer. That seems important. And I'm casting a spell called Tensor's Transformation. It gives you fighter-like stats. So now I'm a mind flayer with fighter stats. This is important because mind flayers actually deal intelligence stat damage. Come on, dude. Hit already. There we go. And intelligence stat damage, when you reduce a stat to 0, it will actually kill the target instantly. These guys have over 100 hit points. I don't do any damage because I'm a wizard with no weapons. But if I eat their brains, they can't fight me anymore. So that's what the strategy is here. So I just run right up and eat their brains.
Oh, that's nice.
It seems like the best way to fight these dudes. Now I hope that the acorn works. There we go. Sometimes the acorn that just doesn't fire there, which is totally cool. And then I hope that I still did the first part of this fast enough. Come on, Mind Flayer. I'm going to try and cram a quick save in here if I can. Got it. Okay, that's good. That's just a real quick save, because this can get really, really ugly in a minute. So Irenicus' first thing to do when he sees you is cast all of his defensive magics, and he has a lot of them. If I wanted to peel all of them off, it would take forever, and I don't have any of those spells prepared. So what I'm going to use my incredible speed to get off screen before he casts any of them, and then I'm going to start casting Meteor Swarm right on his face. Now you might notice that I moved around the scroll here. That's because the game is really slow to pull the scroll out of your inventory, and as long as I keep moving it around, I can use it indefinitely. I'm only going to use it 3 times. I don't need more than 3. That should kill him.
I love how Mind Flayers have the tentacles. They're like,
Hello.
I'm a mind flayer.
I like brains. Brains are good.
I like brains. I'm gonna eat your intelligence. I'm dead smart, me.
All right, so here we have entered the final chapter, and we find out that if I've actually played this game fast enough or not. I'm a little scared because we did waste a little bit of time here, but we can try and make it up here with a good Chapter 7, which is down these stairs. So we have to do these 5 trials. And by 5, I mean 1, because we're actually going to cheat the game one more time. We're actually going to go ahead and click this thing, which gives me the first tier for the trial. This was the Trial of Fear. Wizards defeat the Trial of Fear very easily because you just cast Remove Fear, and then you don't have fear anymore.
Oh,
Remarkable,
nice.
that. So here I'm just going to dump this thing on the ground. Get out of here, you. Throw these up in here. Yep, come on. There we go. And now I really hope that I have enough time on that shape change. Fingers crossed. It can run out during this cutscene, so that would be a real bummer. So he summons the 4 biggest, most awesome demons he can find. He turns into an awesomer demon. He uses a bunch of spell protections, and I am a naked wizard. And we're just going to leave. See ya. We're done with you now. All right, now we really got to hope. I'm going to try and get greedy with this time stop because I know my time's a little limited. 1, 2, time's coming up. And time. So that final encounter goes by real fast, but basically what happens is he can't defend himself during time stop. So we cast time stop, we wait until his mislead spell falls off, which is why I had the True Sight spell cast to counter it, rock right up, and then just eat his brains, and that's how we defeat the final villain.
So 24:31 is the time that we have.
Hey, not bad, I'll take that.
Not bad at all.
So that is it. Thank you guys so much for having me. Huge shout out to Bob the Ninja Goldfish for joining me on stage. Thank you very much. For Essentia, thank you.
I said almost nothing.
Hey, that's all right.
I just sat here and did stupid voices.
Hey,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
stupid voices are really important. So I also just want to say thank you to everybody here at AGDQ for allowing me to come here. Got a chance to play 2 games for you guys this week. I got a chance to spend some time behind the mic. I had a great time. I met a bunch of awesome people. So thank you guys so much for having me, and I hope to see you again next year.
Thanks to all the donors as well.
That's right, yeah.